Not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash. If you want fans, if you want your league to grow, act like a professional, okay? The league already started underwater, and instead of fixing it, they're just poking more holes in the boat. And think about it, Brittney Griner talking all that trash. We traded the merchant of death for your ass, and you're out there talking
We're right one. Vincent Oshana, co-host of the Patrick Bet-David podcast, unleashed a brutal reality check on Brittney Griner after her racist rant targeting Caitlin Clark. And the internet is on fire because of it. The PBD team didn't hold back, calling out Griner's behavior for what it truly was. Vile, hypocritical, and indefensible. This wasn't just another commentary. It was the bold truth millions have been afraid to say aloud. Now everyone's asking the same question. Did America really swap the merchant of death for someone who spits hate at its most celebrated athlete?
If you want fans, if you want your league to grow, act like a professional, okay? The league already started underwater, and instead of fixing it, they're just poking more holes in the boat. And think about it, Brittney Griner talking all that trash. We traded the merchant of death for your ass, and you're out there talking
Vincent Oshana from the Patrick Bet-David team just dropped the hammer on Brittney Griner. And it's about time someone did. With the kind of honesty mainstream media avoids, Oshana and the crew exposed the rot within the WNBA. They tore into Griner's racist jab at Caitlin Clark, laying bare the league's crumbling moral foundation. A culture that rewards bitterness and silences accountability. It all began when Griner fouled out against Clark's Fever and was caught on camera calling her trash and a privileged white girl. That single moment said everything about where the league's values truly stand.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Let's not sugarcoat it. If Caitlin Clark had ever said something remotely similar about a black player, her career would have gone up in flames overnight. She'd be suspended, fined, dragged through the media, and publicly humiliated. But when Griner spews racism, the WNBA pretends nothing happened. The silence is deafening, and it proves exactly how twisted the league's moral compass has become. The double standard isn't just glaring. It's a complete insult to basic fairness.
With Brittney Griner, right? And then the other quote, Rob, then I'm going to wrap this up and then I'm going to go to Adam. Put the quote of Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose.
That's when Vincent Oshana stepped up and said what the league wouldn't dare to. On the podcast, he dismantled Griner's hypocrisy and ripped apart the WNBA's warped priorities. The irony was impossible to ignore. A player who was traded for a notorious arms dealer, the merchant of death, is now attacking the one person single-handedly keeping women's basketball relevant. Oshana didn't just criticize her. He exposed the absurdity for the world to see.
Brittney Griner voiced frustration in a recent interview, claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
go ahead, I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score. Like we're...
Oshana's takedown was surgical, brutally honest, precise, and absolutely necessary. He called out how Griner and players like Angel Reese act like the WNBA owes them everything, walking around entitled while painting themselves as victims. Despite earning millions and living their dream, they still find reasons to resent the league's most talented player, simply because she's white. Oshana made it clear. This toxic jealousy is exactly what's holding the WNBA back.
Are you
I act like this.
Okay,
Rob, can you verify that this is what she said on the mom and pop WNBA model? That she's sick of the and then she says the whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly. But
Oshana and the PBD crew didn't stop there. They went after another uncomfortable truth that most media avoids. Caitlin Clark's own play nice strategy. They reminded everyone how Clark once tried to appease her critics by talking about white privilege and supporting black players, and how that backfired. According to Oshana, that's when fans started to lose respect for her. Their message was clear. No amount of bending the knee will earn you grace in a system built on double standards.
The WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. You guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? It's attitude, it's no humility, just entitlement, and that's not confidence.
Clark tried to play it safe, believing that by acknowledging her so-called privilege and saying all the right things, she'd earn respect and acceptance from her peers. Instead, it backfired spectacularly. Her humility was twisted into weakness, giving her critics new ammo to attack her with. Players like Griner and Reese pounced on that vulnerability, treating her attempt at unity as an admission of guilt. The Patrick Bet-David team broke it down perfectly. The WNBA is a financial disaster because it refuses to protect and elevate its biggest star. Instead, it's created a culture where attacking Caitlin Clark isn't just allowed, it's practically encouraged. Vincent Oshana's Merchant of Death comparison highlighted the insanity at play. The US literally traded one of the world's deadliest arms dealers to free Griner from a Russian prison. And now she's using her freedom to throw racist shots at the very athlete keeping her league alive. The timing makes it even worse. With Clark injured and sidelined for 2 weeks, the WNBA is about to feel the pain of her absence. Empty seats, plummeting ratings, and a spotlight on just how dependent the league is on her stardom. Yet, instead of appreciating her value, veterans like Griner are working overtime to tear her down. The PBD crew called out the hypocrisy with brutal precision. When fans allegedly made racist remarks toward Angel Reese, with no proof, no audio, and no witnesses, the league rushed to investigate. But when there's clear footage of Griner using racist language toward Clark, total silence. The message is obvious. Racism only counts when it fits the league's narrative. And this double standard runs deep. Throughout Clark's short career, she's been targeted relentlessly. Dirty plays, cheap shots, constant ridicule. Every time she or her coach spoke up, they were told to stay quiet and take it. The PBD team's breakdown of why the WNBA keeps failing couldn't be more accurate. No league succeeds when its veterans resent its brightest star. This isn't social progress, it's professional suicide. The league acts like supporting Clark somehow diminishes others, when in truth, her success benefits everyone. Oshana nailed it when he said too many players act entitled. Real leagues entertain fans and build stories. The WNBA seems more interested in preaching social politics than playing elite basketball. That's not confidence. It's arrogance with no results to show for it. Their comparison to the NBA hit hard. LeBron and Curry might clash, but they understand that one success lifts the entire league. In the WNBA, success is seen as a threat. If Clark shines, others feel smaller. A toxic, small-minded mindset that screams insecurity and immaturity. Instead of learning from her popularity, many players would rather drag her down than rise with her. And the numbers don't lie. Since Clark's injury, ticket prices have dropped, and TV ratings are tanking. The WNBA is about to learn again that without Clark, there is no audience. The irony? Griner has spent over a decade in the league and accomplished nothing to move women's basketball forward. Empty arenas and losses define her era. Yet she feels entitled to attack the one player who changed that narrative overnight. Patrick Bet-David's team exposed the larger truth behind this whole scandal. A culture where victims are scolded and offenders are protected if they fit the right political profile. Oshana's words cut through the noise. Griner's racist comments were disgusting, and pretending otherwise is moral cowardice. Too many people are afraid to call out racism when it comes from the approved side. But racism is racism, period. The whole situation proves how identity politics has poisoned sports, turning excellence into controversy. Clark's only crime is being successful and white. The PBD team's advice to Clark was simple and powerful. Stop trying to win over people who will never respect you. Her attempts to appease her critics didn't earn peace. They invited more attacks. You can't negotiate with envy. The economic truth is harsh. The WNBA has never made a profit. Clark was their one chance to change that. Instead of protecting their investment, the league stood by while she was bullied and disrespected. In any real business, that kind of failure would get leadership fired. Oshana's closing thoughts sealed it. Players like Griner and Reese act like fame is owed, not earned. That's not how professional sports work. Griner's racist tirade couldn't have come at a worse time. Just as Clark was reviving interest in her second season, one of the league's own veterans sabotaged that progress. And the commissioner's silence says it all. Kathy Engelbert jumps to defend imaginary fan incidents, but stays quiet on real racism from within her league. The priorities are completely backward, and the WNBA is paying the price for it. The WNBA seems far more focused on protecting its own narrative than defending the player who's keeping the league alive. The Patrick Bet-David team's analysis ripped the mask off this hypocrisy. They want Caitlin Clark's fame, her audience, and her revenue power. But they don't actually want to stand with her. They crave the sponsorships and sold-out arenas she brings but refuse to give her the respect and protection she deserves. They want her success without confronting the uncomfortable truth that she's exposed their entire system. Vincent Oshana's comparison between Griner's long, uneventful career and Clark's massive impact was cutting, and absolutely spot on. Griner has spent years in the league without moving the needle, while Clark, in just one season, has transformed the entire women's basketball landscape. Yet somehow, Griner thinks she has the right to attack the very person who revived her sport. The PBD team also pointed out how embarrassing this has become on a global scale. The United States literally traded a dangerous arms dealer to bring Griner home, and now she's repaying that by spewing racist remarks toward another American athlete. It's not only disgraceful, it's a betrayal of the people who fought to get her freedom. Vincent Oshana and the Patrick Bet-David crew finally said what millions have been thinking. Brittney Griner's racist comments about Caitlin Clark were disgusting, and the WNBA's silence is even worse. Their refusal to condemn it shows exactly what their priorities are. They'd rather cling to political narratives than defend their brightest star. And that's why the WNBA keeps losing fans, money, and respect. Oshana and the PBD team didn't just criticize. They dismantled the double standards that have plagued the league for years. This takedown wasn't just deserved, it was necessary. What do you think about PBD finally saying what everyone else has been afraid to say? Drop your opinion in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more unapologetic truth.